Good evening, everybody out there on Facebook Live, of course, on Twitter as well, and on our YouTube channels this evening. Thanks for joining us again for our Facebook Live, Tony Rose live cast here tonight across the multiple social media platforms on this Cinco de Mayo today. Yes, the 5th day of May. Glad that you guys joined us. Kind of a dreary day in Southern Kentucky, but that's all right because we're into the month of May, and that means warmer days are ahead of us, and that means lots of good news as well. And we are just so honored tonight. Our guest that we have with us tonight is one of the outstanding human beings in all of these lands. He is part of the fabric of this community, along with his family and all of his furry friends as well, which are with us tonight as well for the first time on the show. Not only are we joined by Farmer Carl himself, Carl Cheney from Cheney's Dairy Barn, but also some of our dairy friends there as well. Good evening, Carl, my friend. How are you doing? How are you tonight, buddy?
I was wondering for a minute if you were talking about me. I'm doing good, and the girls back here, they're all doing good. I'm coming from you down at the heifer barn. This is where we keep all of our heifers, and of course, these are Jersey calves.
Wow.
And just think about this: in about 2 years, they'll weigh about 900 pounds, and they'll be coming into the milk herd. So we try to take care of them well.
That is incredible right there. What a view. Do they have names or just number? How does that work exactly?
Sure.
Like how attached are you?
Every single
Yeah.
one of them.
Okay.
What do you mean? You named your kids, didn't you?
Okay. All right. Stand corrected, my friend.
There's Willa over there.
Yep.
There's all we name every single one of them. Actually, hey Tony. Actually, my niece Dory names every single one of them. And
wow.
They are her babies.
That is absolutely fantastic. Carl, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Cheney's Dairy Barn, of course, since 2003, you guys have been part of our community here in Southern Kentucky. I've been doing radio now for 20 years, pretty much my entire career in radio. The Cheney family has been in some capacity, and just some of the most outstanding people out there in the world, and we've got them right here in Southern Kentucky. First of all, I want to ask you, how's everybody doing? Everybody healthy, hanging in there? We are obviously missing us some Cheneys right now. The activities of Cheneys, we can of course still get it carry out to go there, and that delicious milk, which we'll talk about tonight. But how are you guys hanging in there right now, and what has been this unprecedented world that we live in now?
One day at a time. The thing about it is in agriculture, we don't stop for the coronavirus. We're still. I got a bunch of grain farmer friends. They're trying to get their corn out in between the little showers. The dairy farmers, we just Saturday we put up 166 rows of wheat and ryegrass.
Wow.
I've got some fescue out here that needs cutting, but I don't really see any good weather to cut it. So, you got hog farmers, beef farmers. They're all out there. We're all out there trying to make sure that there's plenty of food for everybody.
And with that being said, you guys just do an outstanding job. And that's the thing too, as a guy who growing up, I had a chance to work a little bit, in the hay fields there, not near as much as you guys have.
You did not.
No, just a little bit. I did a little tobacco as well, but I'm pretty sure, anybody who has worked in hay fields, our lungs are pretty strong right now. I don't think we even need a mask because we've got so much hay residual built up in there. It's enough to keep anything out at this point, right?
Hey, that's the truth. That's right. Had a young guy that helped us haul hay one time, and we had a big long field, and he says, I need to buy some clothes for school. School's getting ready to start. So we went all the way down picking up hay, and we got back to the end, and I see him walking off, and I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to wear last year's clothes."
That is one of the hardest jobs on the farm, for sure. For the folks that don't know, we share something in common. We both have to beat the sun up every single day. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I would not trade places with you for a minute. I get to at least go into a air conditioned or heated building, and I just got to drink some coffee and get awake. But your job is 365 days a year before the sun comes up. What time do you roll out of bed every morning?
Gosh, you've built me up. I almost feel like I need to lie. Ever since we got the robots, I don't get up at 5:30, Tony.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Look at you slacking there. Slacking, man. Come on.
I sleep in every morning. Now, before the robot,
Right.
my clock was set for 4:15 every morning.
Wow. Wow. And
Every
when,
morning.
and when did you have to be at the barn before business started backing up?
Do what now?
When did you have to be at the barn before business kind of started backing up on you down there?
We would try to get started milking by 5 o'clock.
Wow.
So if it took that long to get the lines rinsed, to get the cows up, and get ready to milk, and then you to milk the cows.
Wow. Let's go back in the Wayback Machine for a minute and talk about 2003 when you guys opened the doors at Cheney's Dairy Barn. What was the original idea? Because what we see today, it's evolved. It is a roadside attraction that is known nationwide, that has been featured in publications all over the world. But in 2003, it definitely wasn't there yet. What was the idea? Like, how did you guys decide, hey, this is what we want to do, and let's see if we can make it happen, and let's go in a different direction than just getting up at 4 o'clock to milk cows, on top of doing that as well. Kind of give us the story of how Cheney's Dairy Barn began.
Tony, we were trying to make a living.
Yeah.
We had an internet. We were milking about 100 cows, of course, twice a day, every day, 380 days a year. And then we had a hard time making a living. And you got to realize, my great-great-grandfather started farming here in 1888. And so here I am. I'm fourth generation. Deborah's and ours kids are fifth generation, and our grandkids are sixth generation. And we're trying to figure out, how are we going to be able to keep this farm and pass it on down to our children, grandchildren. And with the price of milk being so cyclical and just hardly sustainable, we knew we had to do something else. Mm-hmm. And so that's the reason we started the Dairy Barn.
Wow. And off you go from there. When did you know that you were on to something special, something that becomes generational for families out there? I mean, I've handed it down to my daughter now, and you see so many parents who said, hey, you know what? We went here in 2003, 2004, and now our kids, we're bringing our kids to this place, and I know their kids are going to bring their kids, and so on and so forth. When did you know that you were on to something special and something that was going to become a fabric in our community?
It took about, Deborah and I both would tell you, we were robbing Peter to pay Paul for about the first 8 years. The dairy farm might have a good spell, and if we needed some money, we'd take it for the dairy barn. If the dairy barn was struggling, if the farm was struggling, we'd pull money, and we just had to do that at the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And then I guess it was about 2015, we really started to see the things start to turn around. And I think we got a little smarter.
Right.
We started doing a better job. I was always focused on revenue, but Tony, as you could well attest to, one of the most important things is your expenses, and to make sure that you take care of your expenses, try to keep them low,
right,
and then try to drive your revenue. And that's what we did. And about 2015, after 12 hard years, we really started to say, hey, this might work out.
Right.
And, you think about it. When you work with cows every day, you don't have to deal with customers. And so, but now, Deborah and I both, we miss it. We miss being up at the dairy barn now,
right,
seeing everybody, talking to everybody. It's just, that's the worst part about it, because as farmers, I hear people talk about, man, I just hate staying home. I don't have anything to do. I'm like, man, if not anything, we're working harder.
Yeah.
2 days a week, we're processing milk and delivering, and we're still making ice cream. We still got the store open. We've got a drive-through up there. And it just seems like that, man, Deborah and I, at the end of the day, we sit down and we go like, are we done? Is there something? There's nothing else we have to do?
Right. Wow. The thing about Cheney's Dairy Barn, everybody has stories and they have memories of Cheney's and memories that will continue to grow. And of course, I've had several over the years as well. And one of them that I remember, it happened just last year. Took the kiddo out there. We were playing. In the playground, which by the way, if you guys have forgotten, it's immaculate and it's huge and there's new additions everywhere. And there's that big swinging thing that's like, it's a swing, but it's not. It's kind of like a rodeo bull. I don't really know what to describe it as, but it's crazy.
It's called a vector.
The vector, yeah. And I remember I was sitting there and we were talking to a couple about the same age as us. They're with their kids. And they were just having so much fun, and they were just in awe of the place, taking pictures. And they were from Indianapolis, Indiana, and they had went out of their way, like they were traveling through, but they took the exit and they drove out, Nashville Road there to Cheney's Dairy Barn because of the fact that they'd heard about it. Whether they saw it on a travel blog or a Facebook page group or whatever it was, but they went out of their way to go there. And just that look in their eyes of, they were seeing a destination that they brought their family to from many miles away. What does that mean to you? Because you guys meet those people every single day, especially this time of year, when they come out there from different parts of the world to see your place, to see your farm that you have so much, sweat equity involved in.
It humbles you.
Yeah.
The thing about it is we work hard, but lots of people work hard, but what we want to be ambassadors for agriculture.
Right.
We are a working farm. If you're looking for a petting zoo, don't come to our place.
Right.
You're going to be able to see some cows. You're going to be able to see some calves maybe, but that's not what we are. We are a working farm. Tractors are going in and out every day. We're feeding cows. We grind feed 365 days a year. We prepare fresh feed for the cows every day. And when you see people come in, and when we did the robot and we offered the self-guided farm tours,
right,
we try to go in whenever possible and talk to people. And it's so cool because as you see, the average consumer now is around 3 to 4 generations removed from the farm.
Wow.
So, whereas the kids, would have said, oh yeah, we went to my grandpa and we went out to the farm. And see, a lot of the kids today don't have that. And now when they get to come out to the farm, now we're having parents that are going like, this is so cool. I didn't realize this was the way. Just didn't realize this is where milk came from.
Wow.
So we feel like that we're really doing something well.
Yeah. The self-guided tours are amazing. I can't wait for the doors to get back open and for folks to come in there and see those self-guided tours. I've had a chance it was last spring that we did the staycation series, and we were out there doing some video and seeing the self-guided tours, but they could actually see the robots in action as they do the milking on the cows there. Let me ask you about that. When did you guys go to? I remember when you guys went there. I can't remember the exact year though, but it's been a few years. And what was your? Did you have worry about that? Did you have any apprehension? Was it a no-brainer? Obviously, it's not cheap. What was that experience like when you had the opportunity to bring in robots to help? Well, essentially make your life easier.
Well, it is, and the thing about it is it's hard. People don't want to get up at 4 o'clock, except for radio personalities.
I feel you
don't
there,
want to
buddy.
get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go out and milk cows every day, every morning, every night. That barn that we were milking in when we quit, we've been milking in that 4 years, twice a day, every day for 54 years. And so it's just important to us. And then when we talked to the kids and Dory and said, hey guys, it's not fair to the cows. It's not fair to us to continue to work as hard. We have to do everything, and everything's so hard. And I said, the only way that we can continue to keep going is if we put in a robot.
Right.
And all the kids and Dory, they were like, we're for it. Let's do it. And they have every single one of them have had a part in helping to put this robot in and to keep it going. And it's a great piece of equipment.
Right.
We put it in June 14th, 2016.
Wow. So coming up on 4 years. Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot more hours of sleep in your day, hopefully, during that time.
Yeah. some.
One thing about Cheney's Dairy Barn, talking to Carl Cheney tonight, Cheney's Dairy Barn, of course, out Nashville Road, just a piece of the fabric of the Southern Kentucky community and really the South now as well in so many ways. One thing that you guys have always been a huge part of. I mean, again, where you guys are at, you've got neighbors out there like the Gorhams and so many others that we know as well, that are right there, at your back door as you guys are working. But the way that you guys involve not only your neighbors, but the community around you. And first of all, I mean, I have to say thanks, for all the work that and all the help that you guys have given us with the stuff, the Bus Foundation and what we've done there. Always been a friend to us on that side of things. But the list goes on and on and on and on and on. You don't have to do it, but you do. Why is giving back to the community such a huge part of what you guys are as the Cheney family?
When I found out I was going to do this with you, I thought about all these hard questions you were going to ask me. And that's one of the easiest ones.
Wow.
Because Bowling Green, Kentucky is the greatest city in the whole wide world. The people here in Bowling Green will help anybody. We've been fortunate to be a part of some benefits. And when you do something and you get a group of people together and you put something on for somebody else, you get people coming out of the woodwork to help. And that is why, is because we live in the greatest town in the whole United States, probably the whole world.
Wow. Well, I that's what I tell people all the time, man. That's why, I want to stay in this community. I know you do too. It's who we are. This is the perfect storm of a community. It's big enough to get things done, but at the same time, it's still small enough that you can go talk to your neighbors. You can go talk to whoever you need to help get the wheels turning. It really is the perfect storm right there. Well, Carl, I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but a couple things I want to toss at you real quick before we get out of here. I know a lot of folks, they're itching to get out there. They can still come see you guys. Obviously, you guys are playing by the rules that are the game right now, the new norm, at least for a couple of more weeks. So you guys are still open right now. If people want to get that delicious Cheney's ice cream, right? It's still open, curbside walk up, right?
Yep. We open at 11, open till 7. We're probably getting ready to push those hours back. It was really cool on Saturday. There was a bunch of cars out there, and they were social distancing. They were brought out chairs, and you'd have a group over here under a tree. You'd have a group over here. You'd have somebody over here. It was really neat to see so many people. And we put in a drive-through, so we've got a drive-through where people they can call in, they can order lunch, get some ice cream. We're selling a lot of quarts of ice cream, so we still have the walk-up window, so you can get it. You can get your Cheney's either way, and of course, you can also get milk. We're selling our milk. It's so cool to see people, the kids coming by and going over to the cooler and picking up a gallon of milk or a gallon of 2% or a gallon of chocolate milk and taking it to the drive-through window, and it's just great. You can come on out.
Yeah.
The weather's going to get warmer eventually.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to do just what we need to do. And Tony, this is a first. I'm
okay.
Gonna tell you first.
All right, bring it on, Carl.
Else.
All right, bring it on.
Nobody else.
All right, just the world watching.
We got more playground equipment that is supposed to be coming. Now I know the dadgone playground is awesome, but we're even gonna make it better.
I can't wait.
It's supposed to be coming. I don't know, next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're around equipment, and we've got a cow that will talk to you.
Look out, an interactive cow. I that's where I got to draw the line, Carl. But I'm with you, brother. Hey, real quick as well. I know you guys are just like I said. You guys are like a lot of us out there. You're kind of on a wait and see approach with how things are reopened and things like that. But I know, and I'll just speak for you on this, and I won't put you on the spot. I know the minute that the all clear is given, and you guys know that everybody's going to be healthy and safe. We're going to have a fun summer, fun summer into the late summer days, even at Cheney's Dairy Barn. So I can't wait to get back out there and be part of the fabric of that side of town out there on Nashville Road. It's just an incredible. I mean, to watch the sun go down over Cheney's on a summer night is one of the most special and goosebump things you can see as it goes over those flat fields out there. It's just absolutely amazing. But real quick, buddy, I got to let you get out of here before you get out of here. Oh, where are we going here? You taking me on a tour? Where are we heading here? Oh, look out.
Look at that sunset.
Oh, look at that. See, look at that. You look at right on cue with it there. I mean, how can
Man,
you
you
not?
said it.
How can you not love
You
that?
said it.
That is that is what Southern Kentucky is supposed to look like right there. The sunset over Cheney's
Exactly.
on a May evening or a June evening. That is what it's all about right
Or
there, buddy.
whatever it is.
I don't know. I've lost track of time, buddy. Hey, real quick,
Hey,
Cheney's milk is on the shelves in more locations than ever. You want a great way to support a local business owner, a local farmer? Cheney's milk. Where can they get the delicious milk at?
hey, man, Houchins IGA, them folks have been so good to us. And so now we're in about 15 of their stores with half gallons and gallons, chocolate milk, white milk, 2% milk. And now they've just put us in about another 10 to 12 C stores where you can get your white or chocolate chugs. And then just found out, hey, we just now got Gold City Grocery
Hey
Store.
now.
Boys, we're all over the place, buddy. We're at Van Buren's in Morgantown. Oh my gosh, we're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Carl Cheney, Cheney's Dairy Barn. Thank you so much for your friendship and your time. You guys have been so good to me personally, not only on the radio side, but and on the Stuff the Bus side, but personally as well. I have so much respect for you and your family, and I just really do thank you so much for taking some time for us tonight to join us on our Facebook and Twitter pages and stuff, and just kind of it's good to see friendly faces that in a while and we're missing, and you're one of them, buddy. So thank you so much for taking some time tonight,
thank
buddy.
you, bud. Hey, God bless.
You too, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Hey, this will be over. It will be over, and we'll get back to normal, hopefully.
That's what I can't wait for, buddy. Stay safe. Send my love to everybody,
Yes, sir.
especially Wilma or whoever was in there earlier, the cow.
Willa.
Willa,
come on.
Willa, and Miss Glimmer. Send my best. Awesome. See you, my
Will do,
friend.
buddy.
See you, buddy. All right, there you go, Carl Cheney.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
The one of the best, if there is not is the best, he is one of the best. Carl Cheney, right there, Cheney's Dairy Barn, right up there on Nashville Road. Just a true gentleman and a kind soul all the way around, and his whole family is just absolutely fantastic as well. Cheney's Dairy Barn, of course, their curbside, their walk-up is available. Cheney's milk on the shelves, and I know that they're going to be stoked to get that place back open. Here's the thing, right now. We're missing our Stuff the Bus family fun run. We're missing their Harry Potter days out there. We're missing so many events that they normally do. So I know they are itching to get those back out there, get them rescheduled, or get them out there to you, especially ice cream in a movie. That has become just something that is part of our well, it's their summers. I mean, you write it down on the schedule. You got to go do that. So, but it was so good to catch up with Carl Cheney, one of the real good guys out there in the community. All right, guys, it is Cinco de Mayo today. It's Teacher Appreciation Day as well. I want to take a moment and say a special thank you to all of the teachers out there across the communities. Folks, we just couldn't do it without you. Our teachers out there this year, more than ever, have worked their butts off. I mean, just talking to my kid's teacher, talking to Kenner's teacher, Miss Casey, which if you're watching, Miss Casey, hello. And just speaking on her school behalf, from Jody Richards' side, I mean, they had, and like all schools, they had about 24 hours to pull this NTI learning together. About 24 hours they had to pull this thing together, the whole program. Something that obviously you don't train for, and you don't get, there's not, okay, well, this could happen. A pandemic could happen this year. Things you just don't train for. And they pulled it off, and along with administration across the board, in whatever county you're in, watching us tonight, they got put behind the eight ball. And the fact that the teachers, they could have checked out, but they didn't. They stayed on it. They stayed on it all year long. And the relationships these kids form, especially when you got like a first grader like me, it's it's pretty close to those teachers. So a big shout out to all of our teachers out there. And of course, where would we be without teachers? And I'm talking about, not only on the radio side, but the Stuff the Bus Foundation side, which, it's why we do it. The teachers, the family resource centers, the principals out there, and bus drivers especially. And so thank you guys so very much for what you do. And it is not unnoticed for sure. If we just posted a video actually on our Stuff the Bus Foundation Facebook page and on Twitter, I reshared it and everything, where we interview some kiddos, including Kenner, about NTI learning. And we get some of the more honest answers for sure. So take a minute, head over to the Stuff the Bus Foundation Instagram or Facebook page, and watch that video, and you'll see how much teachers mean to us, especially on Teacher Appreciation Day today. Before we get out of here, speaking of Kenner, I don't know. She is like she's covered up. She's been covered up this week. Super busy this week. So hopefully we'll get her back on Thursday. I know she's got some books she wants to read, but I think she's kind of, well, she's a first grader, so she may be a little bored with it by now. Anyway, before we get out of here, let's get some good news for you guys. As we start to return to some level of normal. A story of an 11-year-old girl, Lucy Blaylock of Gallatin, Tennessee, right down the road from us. Lucy Blaylock, Gallatin, Tennessee, our good news today. She's been sewing for years. She can sew. I can't even put a piece of thread through a needle, but she's 11 and sews. Before COVID-19 hit, she was sewing love blankets, which she was donating to kids in need from her school and her community, which is already great. Of course, now she's put her blanket project on hold. She's sewing masks to help healthcare workers out. She's already made and donated hundreds of masks to doctors and nurses working out there on the front lines. Lucy says, already wise beyond her years, by the way, at 11, any act of kindness that makes a difference is what we need today. How about that? Good for you. Good for you, young Lucy. Can I get that shot one more time of Cheney's Dairy Barn at night, at dusk? Boom. How about that? Doesn't that look good? I miss that, man. We got to get back to that, We got to get back to that. Thanks again to Carl Cheney tonight, Cheney's Dairy Barn, for joining us here on the live cast. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. I don't know. We're just going to have some fun with it. I do know that. And I do know we will be on D93 in the morning as well at 6 a.m. You can check us out there. We're going to be making some folks some more winners. Oh yeah, don't forget you can get moo pies as well at Cheney's. I just saw that on our Facebook page there. But we'll be back on live tomorrow on D93, giving away another $100 in our D93 stimulus plan. Listen at 610, 710, and 810 for our song of the day. Sometime before 6 o'clock, we will award somebody $100 when we play our song of the day, and you're caller number 19. Shameless plug. I'm wearing my Stuff the Bus Family Fun Run at Cheney's Dairy Barn presented by Bowling Green Athletic Club t-shirt tonight from our second year of doing the event in honor of Carl Cheney being on. So shout out to our friends at BAC as well, and Logan Aluminum and so many others. We had planned on doing, we hadn't went public with it yet, but we had planned on doing our Stuff the Bus Family Fun Run again this year. Like everything, it's getting jacked up. We had our Top Golf Scramble presented by Elpo. We had that pushed back twice, and now it's pushed back to 2021. And then, of course, our family fun run at Cheney's was supposed to be June 19th. We had big plans for that. I don't want to spoil it, and of course, now that's kind of been, postponed as well. I mean, it's just, I'm over the Rona at this point. I'm totally and completely done with the coronavirus. We can move on to something else because way too many things are getting, held up right now. Can I see the Cheney's at sunset again? This picture makes me feel better. You can find a way. That picture though it's soothing to me. It relaxes me. That's what I need. When I start getting all worked up over the coronavirus and how it's jacking up everybody's lives right now, in so many different ways. All right. I'm just going to go to my soothing picture of Cheney's Dairy Barn at sunset. Now we're good. Thanks again to Carl Cheney, one of the true outstanding human beings out there in our great land, for joining us tonight. Tomorrow morning, D93, we'll see you there bright and early at 6 a.m. And then again, tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock here on our social media platforms. Thanks for joining us for the live cast tonight, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy.